Hello people of Earth! I found this closure jar with some hideous fake pine cones in it at B&M, so let's make it into something cute. I'm going to make this house from skye.cottage. Once I removed the fake foliage, I found mites in it. I added some cardboard for the landscaping. Now it's time to make the house. By the way, top YouTube tip, make sure to block the camera with your crusty head as much as you can so that the camera can't see anything. It really helps audience retention. One funny thing about the Isle of Skye is that the house names come in halves. Once I saw a place that had 5 half of 6s. Assembling the house wasn't too bad, but the roof was a nightmare. I literally spent a whole day just trying to get the dormers to work. Dormers are these little things here. I don't even know how I did it in the end. So this is what the house is looking like. Adorable. I just want to eat it. No, please don't eat cardboard and glue. I gave it a coat of gesso to prime it for painting, and now it's time for what we call the north wing. It's basically just a bothy, but the north wing is what the previous owner called it, so yeah. I painted a bit of grey for the roof of the house and another coat of white for the walls. Then I painted the north wing black. Time for the windows. The house has yellow window frames and blue shutters. For some reason I thought that the top window frames were blue, but they're yellow too. I spent so long trying to make these window frames look perfect. It's not easy to put yellow and black together without ending up with vomit green. Have you guys ever realised that the phrase vomit green is actually pretty dumb, because I've never seen green vomit in my entire life. After painting the north wing windows, the buildings were pretty much done, and I moved on to the garden. I painted the base first because it would be pretty much impossible to paint the base second. I've made the mistake before of not painting the floor before adding the static grass, and it is not very pretty. I glued some fake dirt onto the driveway so I could paint it, and then it looked kind of like gravel. Guess what it's time for? Time for grass! In real life, the back of the garden isn't finished yet, but there is going to be a circle of standing stones there. Originally I was going to use foam cut into rock shapes and then paint it, but I realised it's easier to just dry brush real rocks instead, so that's what I did. The rocks turned out pretty good after dry brushing, so now it's time to glue them on. The worst part of any diorama is trying to get trees to stand up. I spent about an hour just keeping the rocks from falling over. The trees were even worse. Somehow the rocks kept themselves up in the end. For the trees, I had to use a hot glue and scatter some extra dirt on top. Using some foam flock, well, it's not really flock, so it's kind of chunky, but anyway, I planted my garden. Putting all the flowers and plants in is so satisfying because it brings the whole thing together. The last step is adding fence posts, and now it's time for the overly dramatic slow-mo shots with an almost black background, but not quite black.